Drunk and high on the job, overworked and exhausted. That's how certain air traffic controllers are being described as they grapple with what's being called an unsustainable work environment.
Chief Transportation Correspondent and veteran pilot May Beeler shares the alarming new report about the fallout of this air traffic controller shortage. So this is actually some pretty scary stuff, May.
I pray no one dies due to controller fatigue. So those are the words of one air traffic controller who was quoted as saying in a report describing the air traffic controller shortage. Another controller was quoted as joking about making big money while buzzed. That according to an investigation by the New York Times documenting how controllers are struggling with mental and physical health issues in the thick of the controller shortage. So while these cases are extreme, directing traffic while high on the job, falling asleep on the job, using illegal drugs and coming to work drunk, all have been identified as some ways some controllers are using to cope. Now, through self-reporting, controllers disclosed how 10-hour workdays, 6 days a week, mandatory overtime, it's all interfering with their ability to safely work a job that requires intense mental focus. The New York Times report reveals 77% of critical ATC facilities are understaffed. While the FAA has met its goal of signing on 1,500 new hire controllers this year, the air traffic control system remains understaffed due to a large number of retirements. And the training academy, it closed during the pandemic. So despite 10,000 working certified controllers, the FAA is still playing catch up, and 33% of the new hires wash out of training. Industry experts say it's a tough job not suited for everyone. Fatigue from overworked controllers is being attributed to human error that has resulted in an uptick in aircraft close calls. There have been 23 close calls this year alone in the United States, and many close calls are never reported.
Yeah, we don't get to report on the news, but we have reported on some of those, and it's very scary to see because a lot of people are overworked, but in this type of business, lives really matter, and that's a really interesting thing. So what's the Charlotte data?
Right, so I looked into that today. According to the FAA, this year in 2023 so far, we're almost at the end of the year, 5 runway incursions. Now, runway incursions are where an aircraft, a person, or a vehicle is on the runway. They're not supposed to be there. They weren't cleared to be there. And so that can be a hazard to aircraft taking off and landing. As far as close calls up in the air, there was no data for that was given to me today.
So, but when we talk in generals, right, across the country, what is considered a close call or a near miss?
It's a good question. So a close call is anytime 2 aircraft come close together, but without contacting each other, without colliding. Now, generally speaking, when ATC separates aircraft, they're 3 to 5 miles apart. And 1 mile apart as they come near the runway with parallel runways like we have here at Charlotte. If they get closer to that, it's considered a close call or a near miss. Or vertically, if they're closer than 1,000 feet, depending on weather also, that could be considered a close call or a near miss.
So when you have a report that comes out like this, I mean, obviously the people are going to be very reactive to whatever's going on. How is the FAA or the airport themselves going to start policing or discourage whatever's going on inside some of these air traffic control
operations? Well, it's upsetting when
you
find out there's drug use and alcohol use. So just like pilots, they're tested. We have random testing of pilots and controllers. So if you get caught, you don't have a job. And so it's serious business, and it's so sad to hear. And I hope these folks find some relief because I do have friends who are air traffic controllers. It is stressful. As we said earlier, it is not for everyone. You need to focus. You can't be tired. When you're tired, it's kind of like being drunk.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Being fatigued is like being drunk. And if you're actually drinking.
Split-second decisions can matter and make a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So, May, thank you for detailing that report for us.
Thank you.